Most sorcerers in Jujutsu Kaisen fight to avoid pain. They train, they adapt, they survive. But one man does something completely different. He tears his own body apart and turns it into a weapon. Not out of desperation, not out of sacrifice, but because psychologically, pain means nothing to him. Hazenoki Yori is not one of the strongest players in the Culling games. He's not a prodigy like Yuta Okotsu, and he's not a monster like Ryomi Sukuna. Yet, he might be one of the most disturbing minds in the entire series, because Hazenoki doesn't just fight others, he fights using himself. Hazenoki's curse technique is simple on the surface. He converts parts of his body into an explosive. Teeth, eyes, flesh, anything becomes a weapon, but there's a part that most people miss. Your curse technique in Jujutsu Kaisen isn't random, it reflects who you are. So what does this mean? When your power is built on self-destruction, it means deep down, your body is just a tool. For most people, pain is a limit. It tells you stop, it protects you. But Hazenoki doesn't react to pain like a normal person. He doesn't hesitate, he doesn't flinch. He rips himself apart in mid-fight without a second thought. That suggests something deeper. Not just a high tolerance, but complete desensitization. When pain stops meaning anything, there's nothing left to hold you back, and that's something that makes him dangerous. In the chaos of the Culling games, most players struggle mentally. They question themselves, they hesitate, they feel guilt. Look at Yuji Itadori. Every fight weighs on him. Every life matters. Now compare that to Hazenoki. No hesitation, no internal conflict, no visible empathy. It's not just that he's calm, it's that he's disconnected from pain, from fear, maybe even from humanity itself. The Culling games is designed to break people. It throws sorcerers into constant violence and forces them to adapt or die. Most people crack under pressure, but Hazenoki, he thrives. Why? Because the environment matches his psychology. A world where pain is constant, violence is normal, survival is everything. That's not chaos to him, that's home. Here's what makes Hazenoki truly unsettling. He doesn't feel like a villain. He doesn't feel like a hero either. He feels like something else entirely. Someone who has no attachment to his own body, no fear of surviving, no hesitation of destroying himself even if it means winning. And when a person reaches that point, they just don't become dangerous, they become unpredictable. Hazenoki isn't the strongest character in Jujutsu Kaisen, but psychologically, he represents something far more disturbing than raw power. He represents what happens when pain loses meaning. The self loses value, and survival becomes the only instinct left. Because at that point, you're not really fighting a person anymore, you're fighting a mindset that has nothing left to lose. And in a world like Jujutsu Kaisen, that might be more dangerous than any curse. If you want more deep psychology breakdown on characters most people overlook, subscribe. Because sometimes the scariest minds aren't the strongest ones, they're the ones that feel nothing at all.